Hey guys, Matt here. It's the Broken Supercoach checking in. Monday morning, we've had a pretty hectic week, but a good week nonetheless. But it's a hectic round, that's for sure. I don't know about the rest here, but my Supercoach dates were messing up, so it was really unusual. Um, you could barely see your round scores as it came. You had to click a lot of things. So poor form by um, the Supercoach devs there. Um, and then some laid outs, a panic trade. As you can see, I'm down to 2 trades now, so I had to do a panic trade with about 8 minutes left on the clock. Don't know if I made the right call or not, but I'm pretty happy with it. So let's have a look. See how we went 25.07, and the big news is we've cracked the top 1K after being 20,000, 30,000. We're finally in the top 1K, and now we've just got to hold. We've got 3 weeks to go with 2 trades, and we're full steam ahead. This is where we want to be. So let's just hold our position, and let's see what we did. Let's just loads. So luckily, I ummed and ahed about trading Hewitt, but I've said last week, I can afford to have defenders out. Unless there's 2 defenders out, I can afford to have them. So when Short was named on the Friday, yeah, I don't like him. Yeah, he's scoring absolutely woefully. Once he was in, I could keep Hewitt. And I don't trust... if you have the trades and you're sort of feeling pretty luxury, I would have traded Hewitt. And it's totally fine to have traded him to Dale. Or to whoever, say a Doherty or someone. Or if you didn't have any of these guys, or not Dacos, but if you didn't have any of these blokes, fine. Totally acceptable to do. Me personally, I need my trades for my forwards and mids, and as you can see, Cornelio was a laid out, went to Dylan Moore. We'll talk about that in a minute. Tom Stewart back, looks like he's in next level form, which we're loving, and a lot of people traded him, so we're feeling pretty good about that. But with Hewitt being out, a lot of people got back on Stewart, so unfortunate. We got Dacos, he's kind of slowed down, but we've just got to be happy with these sort of prices. There isn't anyone better in defense, really, so he'll do. We've got Sicily, Dawson back to his good form. Crom were amazing, so we're loving that. And Short was in. And that's all we need, honestly, from these guys. Just be in. And they were. So we're pretty happy with that. And hopefully Hewitt comes back and we can sort of choose whether we want him over Short. So we're going to go there. And Short's just going to be a handy bench for the time being. So in the mids, we've got big score from Took Miller on the final day. So if you captained him, you'd be pretty happy with that. And he's in captain form. So totally acceptable captain. I didn't have the loop, sadly. I had to loop someone on the Friday night, and I wanted to go to Laird. Laird's the obvious option. So Oliver seems to have slowed down, broken hand, so broken finger, whatever it is. Does seem to have slowed down a little bit since being injured. But so trading him was probably the right call at 700,000 if you had the money. But again, I'm just hoping that in the next 3 weeks he can get back to his big form. At least we've got the man who's taken all the points from him. So we got Petraka. So essentially they've just swapped. Captain Laird, he's the best. How good is he? Can't say enough good things about Laird, honestly. Reliable captain. You probably can captain him for the rest of the year. Safe to captain him against West Coast, probably, especially being it's the last day. You can have a good look at any vice captain you want. I think they play North the week after, who, again, he should put up a good score against North. And then Friday, they've got the showdown. So whether you want to run him as captain then, you probably can as well. So honestly, assuming he stays fit, he's your captain for the rest of the year. Just hold the C on him. And they're going to be set, and they're going to be Sunday games for the rest of the year, you'd think. I think West Coast is a Sunday game. Round 22, they play North on Saturday. Not a big deal, but in round 23, have they done the fixture for this? It's a Saturday night, so nothing wrong with that. We'll just go back to round 20 to fix that up. Or round 21, wouldn't it? So yeah, Steele's looking good, Neil's looking good. We're loving these. McRae has slowed down as well, which we're a little bit concerned about. Hasn't tonned for a couple of weeks now. We're concerned about that. Cripper looks amazing without Hewitt, and he always does well against the Crows. I thought about captaining him, but looks great. So we're happy with Cripper. He's found a little bit of form, probably because Hewitt's out. So the concern I have here, not the concern, well, it is a concern because I've still got Hewitt, but I think Cripps is going to hold this, and Hewitt is going to play less because, sore back. If he comes back this week, if he even comes back this week, that is, 2 weeks with a back strain is a concern. But I think they're pressured to play him now. They basically need to win one more of their next 3, so I think they are very pressured to play Hewitt and get some sort of form going into finals, if they even make finals. Yeah, and my reliable loop is back playing, so that's annoying. And Saligo is great. I've had him since round 1, and he's just handy cover now. In the rucks, yeah, I'd love to get away to Gorn. I can't. So I got Darcy Cameron and Wits. Hindsight, I probably could. Well, I couldn't. When Cornelio went out, Gorn had already played. So I couldn't go to Gorn. I would have liked to have gone to Gorn and just sent, Cameron here and just played it out like that. But that's what I had to do. At the end of the day, was that the right trade, getting Dylan Moore in? Dylan Moore had been in pretty nice form, and he seems to have a good role. So I think they just got blasted by St Kilda. I don't think they'll do that again. I mean, even though they have a horror run, I think he'll continue to maintain his decent form. He had a good second half, so I think we just had a blip. Was he worth trading in for an extra 15 points? Being that Cornelio was just managed, hard to say. It's unusual that Cornelio was managed, if I'm being honest. So I was a little bit concerned. I didn't know he was managed until later. I thought he was injured. As a late out to be listed as managed is really weird. And I didn't want Rosas on field, and I definitely didn't want Rioli on field. So there was no real option to play with there. And, I didn't want another dog. To be perfectly frank, I didn't want Smith. I didn't want English. And was I right in making that call? I believe I was. It's good to see that you can see those. You've got to go up here. You've just got to go Smith. It was about 800 Smith. So Bailey Smith scored what? 59. So we were good not to take that score. And then English was the other one we would have taken a look at. Tim English, and he scored pretty poorly as well, 79. So it was the same, but not great. English, maybe that was the right call. The other one that in hindsight was beautiful was Rowan Marshall. And maybe, in hindsight, yes, should have taken that, but for 88 the week before and then 69 you don't like to see as well. But yeah, obviously left 100 on the board there. So, and he does have a decent run on the way home though. So all good. We're happy with Moore. Hopefully he keeps us. Hopefully he gets a sort of 80 to 90 average. That's all we really want from him. Yeah, Libba, Dunkley. And yeah, I didn't want another dog, so that's why I didn't do English and Smith, because there is a chance still that you go Hewitt to Dale at some point, because you can't just keep hoping that Hewitt comes back. At some point, I'll need to trade Hewitt out if he doesn't come back. But like I said, we've got 3 weeks left, and I've got no suitable forward cover still. So as these guys go in and out of the team, so do they from my Supercoach team. So if, for instance, Brody was for some reason to get managed or something, as good as he's been, he has to go. I can, with short playing, I can afford that. With Saligo dropping 70s and 80s, unless he gets managed, which I don't think he will against West Coast or North, and they're not going to manage him for the last game of the year. So I think they're just going to rock through to him. He's actually playing some very nice footy here. 28 against Hawthorn's not great, but the Crows weren't great in that game in general. But, that's decent bench cover, unless it's a unless it's big money going out, say Oliver, and you can go to another big premium. So an example would be if Oliver is out, say his finger's not quite ready, and they've decided, okay, this is too much. We need to rest him for finals, and he gets rested again. I'll probably trade Oliver, and then go to say this is totally hypothetical, but that's all we can talk about this time of year. Go to a Mills who I hate, go to a Brayshaw who I hate, but I've got the money for him. You know what I mean? You sort by 3-round average and see. Maybe that's my chance to get back on merit, which is a massive L from me to not have taken merit. Grab Sam Walsh while he's playing good footy. Something like that. Guys that I would have liked to see. So that's all I've really got to say today. Not a huge amount to talk about. We'll go through the captains. Against Collingwood, I don't really have much of a loop anymore. That's my big issue. I've got Cooper Stevens who plays on Saturday. So I've got probably Cooper Stevens as the loop. So captain on Laird, as I said, was going to happen. And then we'll probably just again. I mean, what's Petrarca doing? Oh, well, when's Gold Coast? Yeah, fine. We'll go Took, vice-captain against Hawthorn in Tasmania. Probably not expecting much out of him. Into Laird, captain against West Coast. And anything, the rule is anything under 120. Anything under 115, 110, you probably take. Laird against West Coast. What did he do earlier in the year against West Coast? 136. So you're not missing much if Took scores 120. And you take that. He scored 136 against West Coast earlier this year, so big deal. That said, the week after, you will slap the C on. I'll blindly put the C on Laird, and I won't even run a vice captain. If you can remove it, I would. That's how confident I am in Laird against North. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Real short one. Throw some comments in. Finally in the top 1,000. 2 trades, 3 rounds. Really tricky stuff now. Thanks, guys.